Welcome back, Let's Players. It's time for another installment of Let's Play Fire Emblem. I'm pretty sure this is the 7th. And this one, Lindis's Legion, is what I guess I'm calling it. Anyways, Lindis's Legion heads to Rath to get supplies and maybe a few soldiers, but nothing's that simple. That would just make the tutorial way too easy. Anyways, this has been a rather long one for me. Not time-wise, but apparently I forgot to save up to this chapter last time I did a recording, so I had to start from a couple chapters back. That took a little while to, you know, get running. That, and I've had the actual recording for the vocals undone 4 or 5 times because it was interrupted, so let's just hope this time it finally works. This is a pretty useful chapter, because you get a really strong character and a really useful character, and a really good item. And of course, you know, Sane gets insulted in a little bit, because, I mean, he's sane. See what I mean? Anyway, so, here, there's gonna be some marauders, and it's because of me, and Lindis almost gets shot a couple times, and she gets her butt saved by the really strong guy. In fact, he'll be coming now in a little bit, just after these 3 mercenaries show up. Oh yeah, if you notice that face, also the Marcus's face, you'll realize later, they have a habit of reusing faces and stuff. In Fire Emblem games, they just maybe change the hair color, and if they don't play a really big part, like that guy, they don't even bother changing anything. They reuse the faces, so I'm pretty sure that mercenary that just got shot was a boss, like a really early boss in Hector's mode, I think. When the Marcus himself is, he has the face of like an enemy boss who's really late in the game, and he's really strong, but he can only attack for about 3 turns, so if you just wait for that to be over, he's useless. So, yeah, they're really easy bosses to kill. And here comes Rath, who just saved Lynn's, well, not life, I guess. It's not like that mercenary was particularly strong, but yeah, he's a pretty powerful character. He comes as a level 7 nomad, which is a horse archer. They've got, you know, the benefits of being an archer, so they can attack from 1 square away, and they've got the benefits of being on a horse, so they're really fast, and they're really good at rescuing people. So, if anything, your nomad and your nomad troopers, they're good at rescuing your archers, they're already there, and they're good at dealing damage really quickly. So this is one of those levels where I'm not sure if another level like this appears anywhere, but I've got to step on 3 triggers, and 2 of those triggers are hidden. 1 trigger is just open, because, I mean, it's the first trigger I got to step on. The second trigger is being stepped on by just this tiny little spearman who I can kill with anybody. And the third trigger is being stepped on by the knight boss thing, I guess, who I kinda can slaughter. Because I have spears, I have axes, and I have the Manicati, which is really good against armor. Okay, so here comes Matthew. He's probably one of my favorite characters in the game, mostly because of his personality. He's really happy, even though he's a thief, and I'm not going to spoil it now, but later on I'll show you something in the next level. And he's also one of my most useful characters because he can open chests and doors, and if I train him enough, he's really good at killing guys with axes and maybe even guys with swords. And he makes the perfect guardian for like bodyguard, I guess, for Sarah, because when they get a support, it's really long, so I tend to keep them together a lot, you'll notice. But, the support bonuses, I guess, Matthew gets really good critical chances, so he can be even stronger. Now, the problem with Matthew, though, is his most useful thing, his lockpick, only has 15 uses. So you'll notice I'll end up, you know, every time there's an enemy thief, I'll rob him blind of his lockpick until later on in the game, where instead of giving him lockpicks, they tend to give them one chest key and one, you know, door key, so that I don't really have much to rob that's useful. Also, if I get another thief, you can get another thief later on, I give his lockpick to Matthew, and I tend to use that thief as a combat thief because he starts as level 12, which is kind of strong for a thief. So here I get a nice little door key. You may be tempted to not use the door keys and save them until for a rainy day, you know, in case you need them ever, but in the tutorial, use all of your spare items you have, because when you leave the tutorial, they're not there anymore. You know, like, if I don't use that door key, it's just gonna disappear when it gets to Elwood's story, so... But by the end of Elwood's story, I normally have like 20 door keys and 15 chest keys, but I also have enough lockpicks, so I don't really need them. Don't do that though, don't keep all your door keys till the end. It's better to always use keys instead of your picks, because your picks run out really easy, and also the keys and stuff can be used by anyone, so if it's too dangerous to send in a thief, then you can send in a general with a key. Yeah, this is why I really like chests. They have really useful stuff sometimes, like right now. And this chest is an angelic robe. See? And an angelic robe, it increases the unit's health by 7, which is a lot actually. So if you want to give it to someone, don't give it to someone who already has like 50 health, like a general or a berserker. Give it to someone who has not a lot of health. I tend to always give mine to Lindis, because it's one of the only ways she's actually strong enough to fight Lundgren in the end, which I always like to do. That, and I mean, it just makes her a really useful unit, because she doesn't have the chance of dying. Now, for some reason, the bandits have soldiers instead of, you know, bandits. Which I find really odd, but it's kind of nice because soldiers are utterly useless. I mean, soldiers have no use at all in the game. They're nothing really. They have the crappiest stats ever. They normally don't have any luck or any defense and resistance at all, so I can kill them with anybody really. The one time, I think, where a soldier is, you know, useful is if you go into the arena and you fight one. They tend to make them really strong, and they're actually a threat to you, but other than that, they're kind of sucky. Okay, so here's the second trigger, guarded by one soldier, and I can kill him really easily because, I mean, once again, he's a soldier, and soldiers really suck. In fact, I think soldiers are only there so that your axe fighters can train. Other than that, there's no use. That and, you know, your lance fighters. Now, I don't think I use Florina a lot, really, in this map. I feel kind of guilty about it, but then again, there were maybe, like, 6 guys. Most of it's just running around. So yeah, I think this is also the last tutorial map that is remotely like this one. It just involves a lot of waiting and preparing for other stuff. Okay, so there's a chest in that. It contains an armor slayer, which, as the name suggests, kills guys in armor, like a knight or a general, which is also, you know, really good. But it's only useful if you give it to someone who needs it, like maybe you could give it to Kent or Zane, because they don't... Well, there's not really many armored guys to fight. There's him, and that's about it, so... It's not really useful for Lynn, though, because she's already got the Mani-Catti, which is good against armor and, knights. Or, well, cavaliers, I guess, guys on horses. Anyways, this is why I really, really like the Manicati, though. It does triple damage against armor, it's got a really high critical, so I can kill those armored guys in about one shot, deal 9 times the damage I normally would. 9 times is a lot. That's a lot, even if I have, like, 2 damage. Done. That's 18 damage. Which actually isn't a lot later on, but it's a lot in the tutorial. Okay, so yeah, here I'm picking up the armor slayer before I leave. Wouldn't want to leave something that good behind. Now Rath, though, about him, it's not a good idea to kill a lot of guys with him here, because he doesn't get much experience for it. So, it's better to train your lower level guys and save Rath's training for maybe later on in the game when you get him, but also don't make sure he doesn't really suck. Okay, so here's the end of the fighting, I guess. And now you uncover the secret plot, well, not plot and not really secret, but the touch of racism that's in all people's hearts, I guess. Except maybe if you're the guy being... Never mind, but still, that guy's racist. And he looks like an evil boss, so I'm trying not to kill him. Here's where, you know, shit happens. I get really sad because I didn't get robbed, but I'm not getting helped anymore. Even though, once again, I don't need it. I could probably do the entire thing to just win, because she ends up that strong later on. And for some reason, just because he has money, even when he's a dick, everybody respects him. So yeah, money equals you can be a dick. And, you know, when someone tries to yell at you, someone else stops them because you're rich. And then he kind of talks to himself, which he really shouldn't. Later on, he kind of talks to himself, which he really shouldn't, because Rath overhears him. And then Rath leaves and joins us, because once again, they're not going to give us a character especially as strong as Rath for one episode, and then just leave him behind. He does bring a really, really nice present, though. 5,000 gold is a lot when I, you know, only need to buy maybe one more weapon in the entire game. So see, now he's kind of being a dick and racist. So Rath leaves. But not before robbing him, which is nice. In the next chapter, there's a lot of, you know, there's a big foreshadowing plot that's revealed, and I can, you know, tell about connections between some characters and other characters that you might meet later on. And, you know, I get a really cool addition. So this is, you know, the closing, I guess, of the Let's Play. There's just a couple more talking scenes of me getting money. Who says that? Who says they can't accept money because it's too much? Friggin' weird girl. Anyway, so that's pretty much the end of this chapter. That Gamer Mexican signing off. See you next time.